All right, man. Apparently, they named the Grammy nominations for Best Rap Album for next year, for obviously for 2020. So let's talk about it. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. And I never heard of D Smoke. You know, Freddie Gibbs. I've been listening to him for a while. You know, period. I'm not a hardcore Freddie Gibbs guy, but he's from Gary, I'm from Detroit. That's Midwest love. Royce da 5'9". I really ain't never been a fan. No offense to him, but I just ain't really never listened to him, even when M was hot. I listen to M, but I never listened to him. Nas, King Disease. Nas is, you know, my top 5 MCs. Biggie, Pop, Biggie, Rakim, and then Nas. You know, or in some orders like that. You know, Nas is like 3rd or 4th. I ain't listen to King Disease. Shout out to Hit Boy. He was on ESPN today while I was in the barbershop. He produced that whole album. And then we had Jay Electronica album. Now, out of these 5 albums that's in here, and I'm going to give some love to the new school in a minute. I heard one of them. I promise you, I heard one of them. Jay Electronica is for a nomination, right? And Tom Business called me one day. We talked when this album came out. We was hyped. I'm pretty sure you can check out Kofi Universe channel, Dope channel, Kofi Real. So he was hyped. I don't know what Kofi view was on this album, but I was hyped, right? I'm like, yeah, man. Yeah, I'm like, because we hardcore rap. Kofi hardcore, Town hardcore, and I'm hardcore, right? They might be older than me. I think they are, but I know for sure Town older than me. And and I heard the album, and I'm taking my girlfriend's father out to Ann Arbor, and I live in Detroit, so it's like a 30-something minute drive. So I'm listening to it, and I listen to it on the way there, and I listen to it on my headphones. And I'm gonna take the best headphones ever to buy. I'm gonna pull these jokers out in a minute. I'm gonna pull them out in a minute if I can remember, right? And I'm like, man, this shit trash. I'm looking for that a couple songs, and trash. And I ain't gonna lie, people are gonna bash me for this. I enjoy Blueface album better because they came out the wrong song, right around the same time. And even though he ain't sell shit, but he had some straight songs on there. You know, maybe it was the production, I don't know what it was. But you can, you can do the Earl Flynn. You can do all that too, right? We had Electronica was like sitting in church and watching a hypocrite pastor talk about stuff that he don't practice, talking about practicing stuff that he don't preach. That album was garbage. That was one album that I listened to, and I listened to it for a second time, and I was like, never again. See, I didn't like to Pimp a Butterfly first. I listened like 2 times, and I was like, yeah. But then somehow I listened to it on the 3rd or 4th time, and I got it. I got the heat. I was looking for a Good City Mad Kid too, but he switched it up, and that's cool. Good album, 5 mics in my opinion. Not saying it's the greatest album of all time, but some albums I gotta give 6 mics, but we're not going into that. And I'm listening to it, and I listened to it twice, never again. And that had to be sometime in the middle of the pandemic. I never again. No offense to him, I love Exhibit A, B, and C. C was the dopest. But that album was hot garbage. Not garbage. Garbage is like, that's garbage. Might have one. That album had not one song that I liked. That was the biggest disappointment. And it's probably one of the reasons why I don't really listen to albums no more. You know, you want to get out there and purchase an album, listen to them. I just can't, bro. It's hard for me to listen to an album. You know, if you look at my phone, before I rebuild, I had classics in there, man. Classics. Supreme Clientele, Iron Man, I still got them in there. Enter the 36 Chambers. You're talking about Back for the First Time, Word of Mouth. You know, I got, Pop, all this shit. Tupacalypse, Strictly for My Niggas, like, all of them, like, Biggie, Ready to Die, Life After Death. Love those albums, right? But it's hard for me to... I just stuck in my own world. Doggy Style, The Chronic is one of my favorite albums of all time. I'm just stuck in my own... So if somebody say, go back and listen to this album if you ain't heard it, I have no issue going back and say... One of my listeners was like, go back and listen to Supreme Clientele. I'm like, okay. Listen, I'm like, damn, that shit was dope, bro. And I'm like, But it's hard. But I'm going to say this before I close it out. That album don't deserve to be up there. That was trash. Garbage. What John Electronica, you shouldn't have had us wait 1 second for that album. But I still got love for you. Lil Baby should have been on there for sure. Lil Baby album, bruh. Look here, man. I don't even listen to Lil Baby, but he has some bangers on that joint. Like, his album dropped out like the top 5 or 10, 20 spots, and then it came back. He had that song with 42 Doug. That shit was dope. Before I fall off, I don't want to fall off like Jock. Whatever. His song. He. One thing about him, quality. You know. And guess what? He don't really sound like nobody else. I don't like the whole little singing thing, but I don't really listen to him. But you hear a song, he should be up there. He probably had the hottest album this year. And other guy, I'm gonna say I like, because I changed my opinion. I gave 21 Savage a chance. 21 Savage is a good artist. I haven't heard his latest. I'm gonna listen to that though. He a good artist. Polo G. I think he from Chicago. Fire. Polo G. Fire. I ain't ashamed to say I listen to Polo G. Polo G. Fire. But let me know what you guys think. Check the music entertainment playlist off. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out if you have a business question, query, sponsor, video request. All my social media links in the description. Quickest way to reach me is Twitter. Want to make a financial donation? Cash App CJ Good 313. That's in the description. PayPal link in the description. Best way to donate. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. We gone.